Right, to DAZ and to Jan, before I go any further, and I'll say it at the end of the message as well as I'm saying it now. Look, I'm very, very, very sorry. And I mean, when I say very sorry, I mean that. If in any way, shape or form you've been upset, although you say on your video, DAZ, that you're not, I know you must have been to do a video. I've tried to contact you over the last couple of days and I'm having massive, massive trouble with this YouTube. I mean, I'm crap, mate. I mean, as you can see, the way I work, it's nothing like you and all the other guys do on YouTube. As I say, there's no graphics, there's no fancy music, there's no editing. It's just me in this studio here, and that's it. And I just talk to the camera. But I've recently done a series. What was it called? I mean, because if anyone else is watching this, that watches DAZ's channel, they can have a look at it. Called YouTube and Me. And what I did is I went through 13 different channels that I've watched on YouTube since I started watching YouTube about 20 months ago now, one of which was DAZ's. And over 11 videos in that series, I did a review on all of them, what I see in my eyes. And through those 13 YouTube channels and the 11 videos, as I say, I just give what I felt to be true in my eyes. I'm somebody that everybody says they're honest, everybody says they'll see as it is. I don't say things to purposely upset people. I don't say things out of place of nastiness or to be nasty. And I don't mind one iota if somebody looks at my channel and gives an honest review on that. I don't even mind if somebody looks at it and gives a dishonest one and rips me to pieces just to try to upset me or to get one back on me, because if you rip me to pieces, the bits where you're correct on, I will take on board and I'll see them. The ones where I know you just be naughty for the sake of being naughty's sake, I'll do that as well, because I'm clever enough to see through all of that. I've got a couple of haters on here for no reason, not haters, people that have been on here and just tried to disrupt things and upset others within the channel. So I know what it's like, I just leave them to get on with it. I don't block people, I don't block messages, they can say what they want on here. It's an open forum. People that follow the channel do know that. The channel's in its infancy, it's only 9 months old, and I just tried to do something over the Christmas period because I had a bit more time on my hands to give people an idea of what got me into YouTube. I also wanted to do something about how I've started from being a kid to where I am. Not that it matters to anybody, but to some it might. I just like to know about people and to know the background and where they come from and how they've got to wherever they are in life. It interests me. The only reason I was doing that at Christmas as well, the only reason I didn't do it was, for all I've got a fair few subscribers on here, I don't have hundreds watching every single video. I do with some, but not with many. And I didn't want to do a 4 or 5 part video about me and have probably 10 or 20 people see each video. I did this one about these 13 YouTubers. I think the most views I've got on one guy is about 430, and on some I've only got 20 and 25. And I think the one about it was with 2 people, wasn't it? Yeah, it was with DAZ and with Cole's Place and DAZ Preston. There's only had 25 or 30 views, which isn't a lot. But when I do a review, I just do an honest review. No nastiness, but I always say the pluses and the minuses in my eyes. But we're all different. Anyway, to that end, I tried to get hold of DAZ the other night, tried to send him a message. Had it all typed out on his channel, because I seen his video in reply to my initial video. And I've been having trouble sort of with this, and I send it all, and I press send, and it looks like it's gone. And it doesn't show it's gone, you assume it has. You then refresh the page, and it just wipes away, it's not there. I tried to send it twice, it wouldn't go. So I've sent it to somebody else who I've had contact with, who I know, who in a roundabout way knows DAZ, and they're going to try and get my reply to him. But this was a couple of days ago, and I don't want to leave it at that. And I want to make sure DAZ gets the reply, so I'm going to read it now off my phone, because I took a photograph of it that I was sending to DAZ. But more importantly, DAZ, I want to do it this way over this medium, because it's like meeting you face to face. I mean, I'm not face to face with you, but you'll see me as being face to face. I'm not going to be in your home with you, but it's a lot better than reading something. This is what I put anyway. I put, DAZ, I'm 3/4 of the way through your video, because I started to watch his video, and after 30 seconds I thought, this is about me? I couldn't believe it. So I got 3/4 of the way through, and I couldn't leave it at that. I held it, and then I started to type this. Number 1, because he went through my video, he went through like everything in there. He picked up loads from it, loads and loads and loads. And I think seeing everything as a negative. I don't think he should have, and more about that in a moment. But then I noticed later that night, I put my initial video on because I wanted to re-watch it and see, have I gone too far? Have I said something I regret? Have I said something I shouldn't? And I don't think I have, but I wanted to see it. Right, as I put it on, I realised virtually everything he said in his video, he actually tagged me as well, so it's under my original video, and I thought, it must have bothered him because he typed it all out, then he's gone and done a video about it. So I really need to get hold of this chap. I didn't have a chance to re-see my video because I'm just busy we work, with family, and we're running this channel. It's taking me forever. He'll know what it's like. So I never had a chance to re-watch it, but I will over the next few days. But this is what I typed to him. I'm 3/4 of the way through your video. And then I put, number 1, I'm so very sorry if any part of the video upset you. Number 2, I appreciate your loss. You'll know what that means, Daz. And I really, really do. And I really, really do. Number 3, I have nothing against you or your other half, in brackets, Jan. Number 4, I was not calling either you, your channel, or Jan. Number 5, this was all in capitals. I think you're missing the main points of the video. And that was saying that yours is one of the 13 channels I follow. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't watch your videos. And that's it in a nutshell. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've got a bit more to read. I'll be honest with you, Daz. I don't watch absolutely everything you do, as we've discussed on, and you discussed on the reply. You don't get a lot of content at the moment because of what you've been through the last 12 months, and I appreciate it fully. But what I tend to do with you is when I think I said somewhere in there, I don't watch as much as others, it's because a lot of the subjects that you cover probably aren't of interest to me. But if I click on one that is, I watch that. This wasn't in the what's it called, but I watched the one only about a week ago, 10 days ago, about pineapples, upside down pineapples. I think you did 2 on it. I watched it because a week before I'd read something. I thought, I've never heard of that before. And then as I clicked on your video, you're covering it. I thought, I've never heard of that before. And it shows I've got a weird mind because I watched it. In fact, I watched both videos you did. If anyone else sees this other than you, I'm not going into what upside down pineapples means. I mean, I didn't know it did until I read it, until you did it, but I'm not going to go into that. If anyone else watches this and they want to, go and look online. So I watched that. I watched the ones about the aerial guy, as I say. I wasn't... Anyway, so not pick everything. Right, anyway. I put at the bottom, I think, if you get 5 minutes, drop me an email in my personal email address, and if you want to add a phone number, I am happy to call you and say sorry face to face. Well, voice to voice, over a phone. I've got an email address on my site. It's bgog, B-G-O-G, Britain's Grumpy Old Gate, 999 at hotmail.com. If you email on that and drop a phone number, I'll gladly bell you back and go through things on the phone with you. I'm not here to hurt your Daz in any way, shape or form. And I hope you do well on your channel. I wish nothing but the best for you. I promise you, mate. Wait a minute. And I put, I'll speak to you face to face or voice to voice, and I can probably explain the better details. My channel, the series of videos, 11 of, and the reason behind them. Yeah, I can explain all those things. That's a bit convoluted. Anyways, have a great day. And as I've sort of tried to say here, chin up, as there was nothing personal or nasty there, or at least nothing was meant in that way. And that is the bottom line, Daz. There was nothing meant to be personal, nasty, or whatever else. But you mentioned, in fact, funnily enough, you mentioned lots of things that I said and you fleshed them out. I'd do them to you, if we spoke. But you mentioned a lot of it's on the back of this master thing, this review. I didn't even know the review was about that Harriers. You said you like it as well. I found out since, when it was first raised by, what's his name, Just Rick. I didn't know what it was. He's never put what the place was. He's always said he knew, but he didn't want to divulge it. He's always said in his comments, it's still up there, but he didn't want to divulge it. So I didn't know what it was, but I guessed. I've had it confirmed since by somebody else. That's part of that whole thing, that it was Harriet's. But everybody that day that went said the food was a bit poor. But every single one of them said it's normally lovely. So I think there's nothing wrong with them doing that, Daz. I don't at all. Which gets me to me and you. I said things about your channel, rightly or wrongly, but just my opinions, but then said, but I watch your channel. And as I say, if I didn't like you or your channel, I wouldn't watch it. You know, and the bottom line should always be, does somebody enjoy what I do or part of what I do? And I do, or I wouldn't watch it. I said at the start of every video in that series, and you can watch them all if you get a chance, Daz, I said, I'm going to critique every single channel, but I don't mind people coming and critiquing mine. I know the first things people will say. He looks like a grumpy old git. He looks old. He's well weathered. He's only in a little studio bedroom. They'll probably say bedroom. I call it a studio. It's a studio. Don't worry about that. They'll say he's got no graphics. He's got no great titles. There's no artwork. There's no music. There's no nothing. He's just flying on the seat of his pants. And I say to them all, they'd be right, because that is what I do. But I do it different than anybody else, so I don't mind. But the thing is, anybody can say anything about me and I can take it. That's why I think if you're critiquing something, you've got to be honest. And that's why when Rick first said that about the reviews and it was Ron Black, as I'm hearing it, I'm thinking he's right. But then only 5 minutes in, I'm thinking, then again, the Matt Master praises a lot of places. And that is his thing, marking things. He's always done that. But he knocks a few places as well. But I thought, because later when I watched the review thinking, is that the one? Now, I didn't watch the whole review. I just watched him go in there and I watched the end of it. I've still not watched it yet because I can't find it. It looks like it's gone missing. Or I can't find it if it hasn't gone missing. But they all praised it at the end and I thought, well, what's wrong with that review? They've said the food wasn't great, but they all said to a man, normally it's lovely in there. And 2 days earlier, he'd done one of the ginger pig and they all give it 10 out of 10. They were raving about it. And I thought, well, if you're doing reviews of any kind, you've got to be honest or you're cheating the people that come to watch your channel. So it's the same with me. I did a review on your channel and that's what I thought. If I pulled punches and held it all, I'd be cheating everybody. But that said, in my mind, I wasn't nasty, not really nasty. You know, there is one channel, funnily enough, I was pretty nasty about and it was too personal and I re-recorded it. And I never do that. I never, ever, ever re-record. But I re-recorded it because I thought, no, it's gone too far, that. So I pulled away and redid it. It wasn't you, by the way. But I've got nothing against yourself, nothing against your channel, nothing against Jan. I hope her channel goes really, really well. I hope in the crusade that she's on, and I'm not going to say it in here so in case people don't know, I hope she's successful. I hope it all works for her. I really, really do. I'm glad that thing that she's got, helping her folks, working. If you watch my video about Kevin from Scotsman in Tenor, you've probably not seen that. If you watch that, I have actually put that on there for him because I'm guessing, is this the ball that she's got? Or something similar, probably a different colour. I'm guessing that's the ball. I would suggest she also gets that, Dad. See how much I care? The old DP stuff. I started using that months and months and months ago because I've got the same problem as Jan. The wife's best friend bought it for me, just sent it to me. And it eased things and it helped no end. And this was about a year ago now. And then about 3 months ago, before I went to Tenerife in, say, October, November, I started spraying that DP on. I thought, it's only going to mask it, but I'll put that on there. And for a few days I did that. And between the two of them, it eased massively. Then I went away to Tenerife, and I don't sunbathe. Then about 10 hours on a sunbed over the space of 2 weeks, maybe 12 hours. But I wasn't walking around a lot. I don't do videos like you do. I wasn't walking around. Only walking to a bar or a restaurant. So I rested for 2 weeks. I wasn't walking. Next in my job, I walk a lot. But it turns out between that and some sun on me, everything virtually went. I've got no problems of any kind now. That was a godsend, but that helps as well, so I would look at that if I were you. Anyway, I've got nothing but good thoughts for you, nothing but good wishes for you. You said if ever I bump into you, you'll have a pint. You don't have to, my old son, you don't have to at all. I'll gladly buy you a pint, so don't want one back. But I don't want you thinking, oh, well, I'll have a pint with him because it's been said in, because I have to. If you don't like what I've done, you're unhappy with me, or you don't like me, please don't have a pint with me. I don't want to have a drink with somebody that doesn't like me. But I've got no problems with you. I like you. I've got no problems with you at all. And I'll gladly share a beer with you, or whatever it may be. I won't share one of those cocktails in the old one on the corner there across from Los Geranios. You know, the YouTuber cocktails, because I know one of them, you really, really didn't like your party. See? I watched that as well. I watched the Los Geranios. I watched them all. I'm watching your channel, Daz. I can't be disliking you if I'm watching your channel. I don't watch every one you do. If it's the odd one I don't like, I don't watch it. I do 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 videos a day here. Most of them are crap, but some of them are funny crap. People are the same with me. They pick and choose the ones they want. I've got no problem with that. Anyway, good luck to you. I know it's been a long one, like yours was as well, and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry I'm not walking around doing it, but I don't do that because you'd have better views like I had of yours. I mean, seeing a bit about where you live and a bit of wildlife, a bit of greenery. There's nothing here other than emulsion. It's looking a bit dull, but anyway. If you were upset, again, I'm really sorry. I apologise. I've not meant to upset you, hurt you, harm you in any way, shape or form. If you get a chance, Daz, watch the other ones I've done. You know most of the people in them. They're not all about Tenerife people, but many of them are. And if anybody from your channel watches this, tell them watch it as well. The series, what was it called again? And let me know what they think. YouTube and me, in the playlist on my channel. YouTube and me, all the videos are in there. Cheers, Daz.